Asterisk, she's not still deciding. She already chose you. She's just waiting for you to realize it. This kind of decision happens quietly, often before you even knew you were being evaluated. These choices are rarely loud or dramatic, and most of the time they form through observation, consistency, and emotional safety rather than big moments. She's made up her mind. The only question is whether you'll catch up. But here's the problem. These signals are subtle, and 99% of guys miss them while they're still wondering where they stand. If you don't know what to watch for, you'll keep second-guessing a situation she's already settled. But once you do, you'll see the choice was made a while ago. Pay attention to number 4 and number 9. Those prove the decision's already been made. Let's get into it. 1. She stops talking about other men. There was a time when she'd mentioned guys, dates she went on, someone who texted her, a coworker who's been flirting, normal stuff. This kind of talk is common early on and often happens naturally, but lately, that's disappeared. The other men have gone quiet. It's like they don't exist anymore. This is field clearing, and it signals she's made her choice. When a woman is still deciding, she keeps her options visible, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. But when she's chosen, the others fade away. She doesn't need to mention them because they're no longer relevant. The competition is over. Here's what to watch for: the absence. If other men have vanished from her conversation, it's because they've vanished from her consideration. She's already decided who matters. And if the field is cleared, notice how she treats your time together. 2. She treats every interaction like it matters. Something's shifted. She's not treating your hangouts like casual encounters anymore. She arrives present. She's engaged. She remembers details from your last conversation and follows up. Every interaction feels like it carries weight. This is intentional presence, and it happens when she's stopped browsing and started investing. Casual interest is scattered. It shows up inconsistently, engages halfway, forgets what was said last time, but when she's chosen you, every moment matters. She's building something in her mind, and each interaction is a brick. Here's the tell. Does she seem like she's just enjoying the moment? Or does she seem like she's building toward something? If there's intentionality behind her engagement, she's already made her decision. And if she's treating every interaction seriously, watch how she responds when you need something. 3. She goes out of her way for you. You mention you're dealing with something stressful and she follows up the next day. You need help with something and she offers without being asked. You're going through a hard time and she adjusts her schedule to be there. This is supportive prioritization, and it reveals how much you matter. Women don't go out of their way for men, they're still evaluating. Effort is costly. Time, energy, and emotional bandwidth are limited resources. When she's rearranging her life to support you, making your problems her problems, showing up when it's inconvenient, she's already committed something to you mentally. Here's the key. She's not keeping score. She's not expecting something back. She's doing it because she's already decided you're worth it. And if she's going out of her way, notice how she handles your flaws. 4. She sees your flaws and chooses you anyway. You've shown her imperfect parts of yourself. You've made mistakes in front of her. You've revealed things that aren't flattering. And she's still there, still engaged, still interested. This is flaw acceptance, and it's one of the clearest signs she's chosen. Early attraction can be fragile. One wrong move, one revealed weakness, and interest fades. But when a woman has truly chosen, imperfection doesn't deter her. She's not looking for reasons to leave. She's already decided to stay. Here's the tell. Have you shown her something unflattering, and did she stick around? That staying power isn't tolerance, it's choice. She's seen the whole picture and decided it's still what she wants. And if she accepts your flaws, listen to how she talks about you. 5. She speaks about you in the future tense. She's talking to a friend and you overhear it, or she tells you directly. Either way, she's referencing the future and you're in it. When we go to that place next year, I was telling my sister about what we might do this summer. This is future certainty, and it signals she stopped wondering if you'll be around. Women who are still deciding speak in tentative terms. Maybe, if, we'll see. But when she's chosen, the language shifts. When we will, there's no uncertainty. Because in her mind, the question is already answered. Here's what to watch for. The confidence in her future references. If she's speaking about coming months, like your presence is a given, she's already decided you'll be there. And if she's speaking in future tense, notice who she's telling about you. 6. She brings you into her inner circle. She's mentioned you to her friends. She's introduced you to people who matter. She's invited you to family things or events that feel like they carry significance. You're not a secret. You're being woven in. This is social claiming, and it's how women signal they've made their choice. Casual connections stay compartmentalized. She keeps them separate from her real life, her real people. But when she's chosen, she integrates, she claims, she wants the world, or at least her world, to know. Here's the key. Integration is commitment. She's staking her social capital on you. She wouldn't do that unless she'd already decided you're worth it. And if she's integrating you, watch how she handles distance. 7. She doesn't let distance create doubt. Life happens. Sometimes you can't see each other for a while. Work, travel, circumstances. But even when there's physical distance, she doesn't fade. She stays in touch. She keeps the connection alive. The distance doesn't shake her. This is commitment, persistence, and it proves the choice isn't conditional. Casual interest fades when it's not constantly fed, out of sight, out of mind. But when she's truly chosen, distance is just a logistical problem, not an emotional one. She's decided. And geography doesn't change that. Here's the tell. How does she handle time apart? Does she drift, or does she maintain? If she's consistently present, even when you're not physically together, her choice isn't dependent on convenience. And if she persists through distance, notice how she resolves uncertainty. 8. She asks where she stands because it matters. At some point, she asks the question, what are we? Where is this going? I need to know where I stand with you. She's not content to leave things undefined. She wants clarity. This is definition seeking, and it comes from already having made her choice. Women who are still deciding don't push for definitions. They're comfortable with ambiguity because they're not sure what they want yet. But when she's chosen, the uncertainty becomes uncomfortable. She's already in. Now she needs to know if you are too. Here's the key. She's not asking because she's insecure. She's asking because she's committed. She's risking vulnerability by putting the question out there, hoping you've made the same choice she has. And if she's seeking definition, watch what she's willing to sacrifice. 9. She makes sacrifices without resentment. She changes plans to accommodate you. She gives up something she wanted because it conflicted with something you needed. She makes compromises, not grudgingly, but willingly. And she doesn't throw it back in your face later. This is sacrifice willingness. And it's the behavior of someone who's already committed. Casual interest doesn't sacrifice. It protects. Itself keeps score, maintains an exit strategy. But when she's chosen, the math changes. Your needs become hers. Sacrifice stops feeling like loss because what she's building with you feels worth it. Here's the tell. Does she seem resentful when she compromises? Or does she seem at peace? Willing sacrifice without bitterness, without scorekeeping, is proof of choice. And if she sacrifices willingly, watch for the final sign. 10. She tells you in her own way. Maybe she says it directly. I choose you. I'm all in. I want this. To be real, or maybe she shows it through actions so consistent, so committed, so unmistakable that words aren't even necessary. This is declaration, spoken or unspoken. At some point, a woman who's chosen stops hiding it. She can't contain it anymore. Whether through words or through behavior, so clear it functions as words, she lets you know. The decision has been made, the choice is final. Here's the key. You might already know. You might have felt it in how she looks at you, how she prioritizes you, how she's woven you into her life. The declaration might just be confirmation of what was already obvious. Here's what you need to understand. A woman who's chosen you won't necessarily announce it with a dramatic speech. She might never say the words directly, but she'll show you in how she clears the field, in how she treats every interaction like it matters, in how she goes out of her way, accepts your flaws, speaks about you in future tense, in how she brings you into her circle, persists through distance, and sacrifices without resentment. These aren't casual behaviors. They're the behaviors of a woman who's already made up her mind. The question isn't whether she's interested. The question is whether you've realized she's already chosen. She has. Now it's your turn. Music, English, auto-generated.